Uncle John's Cider Mill and Uncle John's Family Fun Farm is Michigan's #1 cider mill. Don't miss out on a great autumn day for the whole family. Fun activities include tractor-drawn wagon rides, train rides, corn and straw bale maze, kids corral playground, horse-drawn wagon rides, pumpkin patch, and more. And visit our new tasting rooms at the Fruit House Winery. Our tasting room is bursting at the seams with great wines for you to sample and enjoy. We feature many great fruit wines, including apple, cherry, blueberry, peach, and more. While you're in our tasting room, be sure you try our award-winning hard ciders and check out our featured apple brandy and vodka made from apples. Uncle John's Cider Mill is located at 8614 North US 127, St. John's, Michigan. For more information, go to www.ujcidermill.com or call 989-224-3686. Uncle John's Cider Mill.
Hi, Fred Mendoza, King of the Grill. We're back. We're going to do some beef brisket today. This is your beef brisket. It's a standard size, roughly about 10 to 12 pounds raw. It's going to shrink up when we cook it. It's going to go at about 8 pounds. You'll notice here that this is the flat area here. Now, if you go into your average grocery store today, you're going to see 9 times out of 10 the flat of the beef brisket. Or it's going to be cut in half and it's going to say this is the point, which is a more fattier knobbed here piece here, or just the flat. But all together, this is your brisket. You'll see this also labeled corned beef. They'll take this particular cut of meat and they'll make it corned beef. You can corn any kind of beef. It's just put into a brine and it'll settle and then cure it. Then you'll want to cook it slow and low if you're Irish and you like that corned beef taste, or take it and put it on a smoker like we're going to do today. So how we're going to start is we're going to take this beautiful whole beef brisket and we're going to open it up. I want you to pay attention to this part here. We got a pretty big knife here because we like to cut up things pretty big here. So when you're opening a package like this, I recommend that you either start at the top here and go down and just get through and pull it through, or I like myself, I like to cut into the fat. And what that's going to do is start a trickle effect, and you'll see what that does when we put it on the grill. So we just rip it open here, flip it down into our pan here so we don't make a mess on the floor, and put this off to the side. And then, if you'll notice, this is where you can see the flat mostly, and this is the point. Now, when we go into cutting this later, I'll show you a vein that runs from the middle of here down into the flat. You're gonna wanna seam that out as we trim this up after it's cooked. So we're gonna start here by doing a rub. Now the rub, this is my special blend of a rub. If you wanna get a close up here, it's got the black pepper, garlic, paprika, chili powder, little cayenne, and it's about 45% salt. No MSG, that's key. We wanna create our own flavor. MSG tends to make a flavor universal, and I don't really like that. And for the diabetics out there, it does a terrible thing to your body. So this is all natural blend. We're gonna take this, and the reason it's called a rub is because we're gonna rub it right in, and that's key. You wanna rub it in with your hands. First you wanna coat it and spread it around, and then take your hand and just rub it in. And right there, if it gets a little inconsistent, you can dummy it up a little bit more and rub it in. And you're gonna see the consistency we're looking for when I get it over here. Now we're gonna flip it over and get our fat side really good, because the grease is just gonna run right out of this. And this is key because what it's gonna do is tenderize your meat. Now, this particular rub, if you're real close to it and you smell it real quick, it'll go up your nose. So you gotta be careful when you're doing that. But the rub itself is gonna do all the work. All you gotta do is put it on and maintain the temperature. Now see, we lost a little when we turned that over, so we're gonna coat it up just a little bit more. All right, now, that's what you're looking for. That's the consistency you want, because really, you should only have to turn this piece of meat over twice. Now, when we go to put it on the grill, see, these sides are key too. I missed that, and I don't want to miss that. Rub it right in. Now, when we go to put this on the grill, we're going to put it fat side down first on the grill directly. Now, if you're using a rotisserie, same thing. If you're using direct heat or indirect heat, you want to put the fat side down first, because what we're trying to do with any cut of meat is seal it. So on the bottom side there, we're going to seal it. It's going to fringe up a little bit. About 2 hours into the cook, then we're going to turn it over, and then that fat's going to roll right through it. So that's how we're going to rub it. This particular piece of meat is ready to go, and we'll go put it on the grill. Let's start doing our barbecue. Let's get it on. All right, now we've been smoking all night, so we have coals in here ready to go. Fortunately, we don't have to use any charcoal today, but we're gonna start with some apple wood, small pieces to get the fire going again. We're gonna drop them in, let them smolder up a little bit. Use some nice little small chunks here too. This is a tree that I've been told it's almost 100 years old. Came out of Uncle John's apple orchard here. We're lucky and we're blessed to use this kind of wood, because it's going to penetrate our meat just the way we like it. We've got it rubbed down the way we want. We're using, remember that whole cut up brisket that we're using, and we're going to go fat side down. We're going to seal that side again. Like I said, 220, slow and low for about 12 hours. It's going to be the most tender piece of meat we got. Let's go. Send it around. We got our fire kicking. Let's do it. We're about to take our beef brisket off, or just check it out. It's been on the fire for about 11.5 hours at 225 degrees, but today it's been pretty windy. I don't know if you can see that smoke just blowing by me here, but it's been pretty windy, so we're gonna check it. It might be ready to go now. That wind will create a draft and kick up your heat time, so consequently your meat will get done quicker. All right, you see that color of the brisket? That black right there, you might think it's burnt. It's not. This is the smoke color you're looking for. That's the consistency we wanted. Let's see if it's done. Oh yeah, that's tender. That's juicy. See that play in there? That's all the way through. Now, if you get a piece that's more firm, that means it's got to go a little while longer. Of course, you can always use a temperature thermometer and measure the temperature and make sure you're cooked all the way through. So let's cut it up. Let's see what we're looking at. All right. Now we got our finished brisket right here. What we're going to do is, on this brisket, the fat side down that we put down before, we're going to take it off and we're going to trim that fat right off. And it's going to come right off just like this. And you can feel that with your hand when it's done. But as I told you before, there's a vein inside here between the cross grain and the flat. We're going to come underneath it just like this, and you can feel it. See that? I barely even touching it. You can feel it because it's all fat through there, and that's what keeps it real tender. That's what makes it so pretty and so juicy. So there's your separation right there. This is a flat, and that's your point. This is going to be the fattier out of it. So if you like that fat, you fat lovers out there, I know you're out there, but it's a unique thing. And there's your meat. But on here, there's a nasty vein that can throw you and taste terrible. Right here, you can barely see it here because I smoked the heck out of this piece of meat, but there it is right there. So you just want to wedge that out. Pull it out just like that. So, now, a common mistake people have when they're trimming and cutting brisket up is they're not cutting against the grain. You don't want to cut it with the grain. Come on up here and let me show you this for you. You see how the meat's running this way? That's the grain run. We want to cut against that. We don't want to cut it with it because it's going to be a little tough to chew. Of course, this piece here is going to fall right apart. So, but you see how that runs? So we want to come right against it. We want to cut it thin. This is so tender and so hot. See, it's falling right apart. But that's what you want to see right there. That's what you're looking for. Fred Mendoza, King of the Grill. That's beef brisket. You guys ready to eat? I know I am. Let's go.